Because many of us who've been through abuse continue the abuse to ourselves even after we're out of it. And we do this through self-gaslighting. First sign you're self-gaslighting. You make excuses for other people's bad behavior. If someone does something really cruddy to you, don't make justifications for their bad behavior. That is basically saying that it's your fault that they had toxic behavior towards you, and that is lowering your self-worth. There is never an excuse to treat someone badly. I don't care if they had a bad day. I don't care if they're going through something bad. That is no excuse for treating you badly. Second sign you're gaslighting yourself, and I am extremely guilty of this one. Constantly replaying the scene in your head of what you should have done. Now, this has kept me up a lot of nights, I tell you. Things from years ago. It's in the past. There's nothing you can do about it. But here's the thing, even if it just happened and you're like, oh, I should have done this. Oh, I should have done that. You might not stay up at night reliving little things, but you might be like, oh no, I should be more positive. Oh, I shouldn't have been complaining so much. The trick is you need to accept the pain and then release it. Don't dwell on it. Don't have this negative feedback loop. Don't keep going, I should have, I should have, I should have. Drop it. It's hard, but with practice, it does get easier. Third sign of self-gaslighting, you don't believe yourself when you're sick. When you brush your body's needs under the rug and do things like socialize, work, chores, etc., when you should be resting, you're basically not believing your own body. Even when you do give your body the chance to rest, like it's telling you to do, all you do is you sit there in bed all day and guilt yourself for not having socialized, for not having done those chores, for not having XYZ. That's not healthy. No, you're not letting your friends and family down by taking care of yourself. No, those chores and housework don't have to be done to the detriment of your health. No, you don't have to go into work when you feel awful, because guess what? The second you put yourself out completely, they'll just replace you. No one knows your health better than you. No one can tell you when you need to rest better than your own body. And this is super important for actually recovering. As they used to say, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Believe yourself and allow yourself to be sick and recover. Fourth sign of self-gaslighting. You minimize and invalidate your own feelings. I'm sure you've heard yourself saying this one. Oh, it's not a big deal. Others have it worse. I'm being overly sensitive, or I'm just being too dramatic. Your feelings are valid and should not be discounted. Really, what a lot of you are doing is just repeating the gaslight tactics that other people have used on you in the past. Why would you give that kind of power to someone when they're not even there? If something bothers you, if something's hurting you, if something feels bad, those feelings are valid, and there's no reason they wouldn't be. Basically, don't discount your feelings and don't just see your feelings as an overreaction. They're coming from somewhere for a reason. Fifth sign of self-gaslighting. You don't trust your own judgment. So here's the thing. An insecure person has perfected self-doubt. How can you trust anyone if you can't trust yourself? Seriously, think about that. You spend too much time second-guessing yourself, not listening to your intuition, your gut feelings, and just plain old self-doubting. This is not healthy. We have intuition for a reason. And I'm sure you've noticed in your life, there's a lot of, oh, I should have's, where you should have listened to your intuition but didn't. Self-doubt is poison to your soul. I recommend just start acknowledging that you're self-doubting when you're doing it, and start working on looking at your intuition and trying to follow it. Before we go into my suggestions to fix these issues, and if this is helping you at all, please do share this with friends and chronic illness support groups. The more this gets shared, the more comments I'll get, and the more I'll know exactly what you guys want to see in the future. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you forgot. Honestly, subscribing doesn't help that much. The longer you watch the video helps way more than a subscription. Anyways, back on to the video. My suggestions to fix these. The fixes I have are kind of 3 steps to fixing any and all of these, and can actually be put to a lot of issues in your life. The first fix is to recognize the problem and its origin. If you look at a lot of things you're saying to yourself, where have you heard that said before? Someone gaslighting you in the past probably is the origin of that, and you didn't even realize you had picked up the habit. Realizing the origin and recognizing what you're doing can really help mentally make you aware of it to stop it. The second thing you can do is you can reframe your way of thinking. So what I mean by this is kind of like the glass half full, half empty kind of a thing, but not going as far as toxic positivity. Reframe your way of thinking. Instead of, for like example, the I should have, not trusting your judgment, you can reframe it. Instead of beating yourself up, you can be like, okay, this happened. That sucked. In the future, I'm not going to do that anymore. Done. Drop it. And the third fix to help you overcome these self-gaslighting issues is I actually do suggest you speak with a health professional. It's amazing how much you don't even notice about yourself that they can bring out and bring to light and help you cope with. They have a ton of different strategies that they can base on you when they get to know you. It's also very therapeutic just to be able to talk to people. I personally was doing the self-judgment and negative speak constantly. And then I started seeing a therapist, and I didn't realize how often I was doing this. She kept stopping me every single time I did it. It was kind of amazing, actually. You can always just try a couple sessions, see how it goes. Most people's insurance here, at least in the United States, cover at least a few sessions. For more chronic illness tips and health-related things, try one of these videos. Have a good day and keep surviving.